think about it,
Right.
But then you're like, yeah, that's actually pretty damn cool. I get to see pretty much everything we do from the angles that we get. And it's been good. It's been good. I think it's been a good camp overall so far. Much different than last year.
We'll get to your specific reflections, particularly from the last couple days, coming up, Tone. Today, kind of trying to suss out exactly what we're looking for in this preseason week number 2.
Yeah.
We know Trevor's not going to play. I would imagine most of the starters are not going to play in this game, or if they do, it'll be an extremely limited amount because, Doug talked about how many reps they got, Tony, but there are plenty of backup storylines to keep an eye on this weekend.
Yeah, curious to see Chad Muma, who they've listed as a starter, right, at a couple of different positions on the depth chart to this point. But I would imagine he plays a little bit, at least tomorrow night, for the football team. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Muma and Miller, the two linebackers on the field to start the game, right, for the team tomorrow night. But it'll be interesting to see the guys that are they're important guys for what they want to do, like have a role in mind for them this year. How many of those guys get how much of a look tomorrow night against Tampa, even if their reps were a little bit more limited the last couple of days because of the nature of wanting to get as much 1v1 work as you could during these couple days.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, now the backups are fighting for the jobs. Keep it with the linebackers, right? You got Caleb Johnson, right, who's fighting. You got number 58, who they like, and I like a lot.
Andrew Parker.
Parker Jr., I think, right? He's a little bit of a thumper, and he can really move. Ventrell Miller's a playmaker. I mean, if that the young man can stay healthy, he is all over the place. Even when on the kickoffs, when they were working he's flying down, making almost every tackle. I mean, he's flying around. He can really, really run. He can really cover. Parker can cover, too. So it'll be interesting to see who's, rounds out that linebacker room. And that'll be for a lot of the position groups, right? Because you only got 2 more games. You got tomorrow night, and if you're a backup and you're going to have a ton of time to play, you better show up tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night's your night if you're a backup.
Tomorrow night's a big night for a lot of guys, for sure.
Well, and if you're a fringe guy, if you're playing in week 3, it may be because they've already decided that you're not coming back on the team. You get until late into the second half. A lot of, I think there's
not numbers. I mean, some guys a couple guys may.
No doubt.
Play. Right.
And there's always, there are only so many offensive linemen you have and things like that. But I think there are going to be jobs that are going to be won. Now, they don't have to make the cut down. But I think, and I'm not saying that what they do in practice the following week won't impact it, but you got a chance to put yourself in a really good position coming out of this game.
Yeah, they're basically breaking camp after this game, right? I mean, there's a couple more days, I think, and then they're back to the starting the regular season type schedule. So this is how you finish, right? Tampa, the last 2 practices, I'm sure were graded. Although us media people and maybe the fans weren't, that I wasn't happy they didn't have pads on yesterday, but trust me, that practice was looked at very heavily both days and how you performed. Right now you go into the game, and if you get a good chance to play a lot, yeah, absolutely. So it's a big time for a lot of these guys.
Just give us your thoughts on what you've seen from Brian Thomas Jr. over the last few days.
Smooth. What a weapon. And so smooth. I mean, he makes it look like it's not even. Now, here's the thing. We all get carried away with these bombs. The reality is, will Trevor have enough time to make those bomb throws? I don't know yet. I don't know. I would like to say yes. I'm sure he will. You can always, half roll him out, get him out of the way a little bit. But let me tell you something. Nobody can cover him deep. He makes it look so smooth. And I don't mean just running. Going up for the ball, catching the ball in the air, catching the ball. It's smooth. I mean, it's really, really smooth. So very much looking forward to him. I think Gabe Davis has shown the past, he looks like he's going to be a nice weapon. Kirk, of course, wasn't out there for the injury. Right. Ingram had a great day, a couple days. So exciting. But that Brian Thomas, man, he can jet down that field.
And if you listen to what the Bucs are saying, apparently the players after day 1 were kind of like, wow, didn't realize just
how fast.
Just until you get on the field with him. And then I saw some of the Bucs media describe Brian Thomas Jr. as unguardable.
Yeah, I did see that.
Absolutely unguardable.
That,
so, look, the Bucs secondary may not be the best, at least their corners. Jamel Dean's a good corner, but I think they're a little unproven.
Yeah, they've been beat up in the secondary the last 2 years. Opponents have just done whatever they wanted to, passing the ball against the Bucs.
And we're sitting here going, offensive line, saying, "Uh-oh, how are we going to stop anybody's passing game?" Right?
Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
So everybody's got something they're dealing with.
The early part of the first practice, they worked. I think it was red zone, and
7-on-7 red zone.
7-on-7 red zone, and he ran an out route at the goal line. It's perfect throw, perfect catch. I think he might have hurt his finger on it or something. But
he went and got taped up.
But the route and the smoothness of that route and the break and everything, and then Trevor put in the perfect spot. That was a very impressive route too. So it's not just the deep, down the middle that he's impressing. He's impressing in other routes, altogether.
All right, well, we'll go through the litany of guys that you saw and what stood out, what didn't. We'll hear from the quarterbacks that are battling to be the heartbeat away, if, the backup to Trevor Lawrence, and still don't know exactly who's going to start. I would presume it'll be Mac Jones because C.J. Beathard played ahead of him last week, but they're each going to get about a half in this game to try to make a bigger step towards determining who that backup quarterback will ultimately be on the roster. I think a lot of people anticipate it'll be Mac Jones, but C.J. Beathard's going to go out there and try to put his best foot forward and see where the chips fall when it's all said and done. Is try to throw as many cliches in that one sentence
that was pretty good.
I possibly could right
Friday.
there. I stuffed
Happy
a few
Friday.
in there. Dylan Denmark, how we doing today, man?
We are great, Michael.
You only have one show to produce today?
Yes.
Does that have anything to do with your elevated mood?
That and we got a game tonight.
He's got a game.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Practice game, but warm-up game, but it's a game.
It is a game.
Right.
It accounts for some of them.
So it's not a jamboree, it's an actual game.
It's a preseason game.
Yeah.
Cool.
They
you
used
know
to
what
do
that
the
means.
jamboree where you got like a quarter half against like 3 teams in the same spot. Now it's just a game, but they'll play
Ours,
the
big
varsity
arm.
and the JV kids.
Yeah.
Like everyone will play.
How many
Love it.
total players on the Baldwin roster?
We're dressing 45, 50 tonight. Stars play first half, and then the rest of the guys play second half. Running clock.
Stars.
Wow.
Okay.
Starters.
Yeah,
starters.
That's what
Okay, I
I
thought I said stars.
It kind of sounded like
right?
stars.
Yeah,
It did,
okay, I thought I was like, wow, we're really going to give some complexes to these young men just coming out and trying to have some school spirit.
athletes. Come check them out.
You'll play in the second half, all right? Don't worry, it'll be just fine. All right, well, we're happy for you that you've got some on-the-field
football's here,
action
baby.
tonight. We've got a Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day today, considering that the starters are not expected to play. Which 3 Jacksonville Jaguars are you most interested in watching when they face the Tampa Bay Bucs tomorrow in preseason game 2? There are tons of storylines. And, I mean, for me, the 3 are pretty easy to come up with. But I could give you another 10 immediately right after that. But these 3 for me are right at the top. So we'll get into that. And I'll probably leave off 1 or 2 guys that will be in over half of the responses we get today because there are some popular choices out there. So you can hit us up in a variety of ways with that at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, or at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
You got that right, baby. All right. Also, 2 shout-outs. One, last time doing my show on Sirius XM, and I see up on the call screener board, I got, technology's amazing, right? I'm doing it from my house, and it's like everything that I've got right here in the studio, and I see Jared from Jacksonville.
Okay.
I'm going to presume that's Jacksonville, Florida. There are some other Jacksonvilles out there, right?
North Carolina.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So, and there may be 1 or 2. I'm sure there are others. That was good
impressed?
of you. I was very impressed by you.
I don't know where it comes from.
So Jared came
down
on,
the
and
road.
Jared's like, "Oh, I love it. That's fantastic. I listened to you locally, so I got him to give me a Duval last night. We did Duval
nice.
on the air because we're always we're carrying the flag, man.
hell
When
yeah.
I'm on Sirius XM, I always try to preach the good news of the Jacksonville Jaguars
Absolutely.
ascendancy. Within reason. Try to be objective. But so shout out to Jared. Don't know if you're listening. I tweeted out about him last night during the show, but I don't know if he's on Twitter or whatever. So thank you for the call there. And if you are a follower of Jaguars social media, Byron Leftwix is a very prominent member of the Jaguars Twitter community. Okay. I see him tweeting about the Jags all the time. He interacts with the show all the time. And he hit me up this morning. He goes, "What if I wanted to gift a pair of tickets to the game this weekend to Jaguars Today? Could you do something with them?" And so I said, sure. I said, so I DM'd him an email address. He sent them to me. I got them in my Ticketmaster account. So later on during the show, We got a pair of ducats to go see the game. These are pretty good seats, too.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, somebody
fun night.
Somebody who otherwise wasn't planning on going can go courtesy of Byron Leftwich.
That's cool.
So we appreciate
Way to
him
go, Byron.
out there. All right, so let's get into it today. Training camp reflections with Tom McManus, who's been out of practice all week long. We'll hear from Mac Jones and C.J. Beathard, among others, today. And we invite your calls at 641-1010, not only on the topic of the 3 Jags you're most interested in watching, but anything having to do with this team as we head deeper into the preseason now. What are we, 23 days away from kickoff for the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Yeah, I think it's 23 days.
Exact?
Yeah, it's 3 weeks from Sunday. Will be the first game. So
that would be 21 plus 2.
that's where I went. That's how I did it. I did the 2 first, and then I did the 21. They both work.
Yeah, whatever.
You get to the same place.
You do.
We have learned that there are many ways to do math on this program.
That's for sure.
All right, so we're ready to go. This is Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Find the high groove. It's showtime! This Sunday at Michigan International Speedway. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 on your NASCAR station. 1010XL.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Prosser here. Hey, pick a news source. But the reports are home prices are expected to decline in 2025, even after the election. So you need to maximize your home sales price now before this downturn, and you can do it with the agents proven to sell for top dollar, Chad and Sandy Newman. Hey, perhaps you're worried about selling for less money with a lowball out-of-state instant offer, or maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. That's why you turn to Chad and Sandy, who have the answers. No required costly repairs. Chad and Sandy are the local real estate experts I trust and recommend for the sale of your home. Tony and Maggie at Jack's Golf and Country Club said, "We recently had a job transfer and we needed to sell fast. With homes in our area struggling to sell inside 100 days, we didn't know what to do. Our worries were solved when we hired Chad and Sandy. Our home sold in 3 days for one of the highest prices ever in our neighborhood at over $1 million. Call the local experts we trust, 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
Hey, it's Joe C. My friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can elevate your grilling experience with a durable, high-end grill from great brands like Coyote, DCS, Alfresco, and American Made, and make an outdoor kitchen custom-built to your taste and lifestyle. Visit their local showroom and see all the new displays at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
I'm Ben from Beard's Diamonds. My father and I buy our stones direct from the diamond cutters. No middleman, no big company overhead, no commission salespeople, and we pass the savings on to you. Before you buy anywhere else, remember, Beard's Diamonds will beat any competitor's price.
In the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hunters Know Patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnit Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
Lauren Brooks here. If you're in pain and you think you've tried everything, I've got a solution for you. The team at Active Health Jax treats the source of the problem, not just the pain, so you can avoid surgery, cortisone injections, and pain medications. I've had neck aches for years, and I've tried everything from acupunctures to massages with no results. Within minutes of my evaluation and treatment, the tension was gone.
Here, we should get some recliners.
Well, the seat kind of forces you to sleep.
Does it? Is
Yes.
that one that...
I haven't changed it out yet.
All right.
I'm about to.
Do you have your eye on one?
There's one next to you I might grab. I don't know.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm good.
Everyone's got their own favorite chair in here.
Yeah, it
They
depends
do.
how you like to, I don't know, sit up, I guess.
I just kind of, I don't know.
Without being screamed at about it.
Yeah.
Sit
forward. Sit up. Keep your eyes on me.
You know, the whole sit up straight. Why? I can hear you. You know what I mean? That's what would run through my mind when a teacher would tell me something like that.
Yeah, right.
Why do I have to sit up
Yeah.
straight? Am I going to learn better if I sit up straight? I'm sure there's a study that says
I
you'll
would
learn
think
better
you
if you
would,
sit
'cause
up
you're not
straight.
as, you know.
Yeah, but if you're paying attention,
That's the problem.
If you're well, that could be the problem.
That's basically the problem.
That
Lie back,
you
sitting
cut
up
right
straight.
to the heart of the matter here.
Can't say I'm paying attention.
If you're
Either
not
way.
really, if you're not reading the homework, Tony, you're probably not going to learn, and that's fine.
It'll be more difficult, yeah.
All right, let's get to some of your observations. We'll put Mac Jones and C.J. Beathard on the back burner for now. We'll get to those guys coming up, competing for the backup quarterback spot. Tom, so first day of full pads on Wednesday, or I get full pads versus the Bucs, the one day of full pads. They were in full pads the day before, practicing amongst themselves. But, you know, we see John Shipley tweet out something like in team and 7-on-7s would have been about 6 sacks.
Team.
Maybe in team, okay? More concerning to me is, once again, it seemed like no room for Travis Etienne to go anywhere. What was your impression of the first team offensive line and what they could or could not do against the Bucs on Wednesday?
Well, look, first of all, I thought the run game wasn't too bad near the goal line. You know, Tank had some nice runs. Etienne did have a nice run. So the holes it wasn't like there were no holes whatsoever. I think the one thing I would ask Press and Doug is, why are we running the stretch run play into the boundary? Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The stretch is to stretch as much as you can and then take it up the field. So you'd go to the wide side. They've been doing, even against Kansas City, they did it twice. You're like, what are you doing it into the short side of the field? That didn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's probably one of the reasons the run game didn't look very good. But I wasn't too concerned about the run game against Tampa Bay. I didn't see it as I saw it more that during those team periods, Trevor was under duress a lot. Even on the great throws that he made, he probably wouldn't even have been able to make them. They were in his face pretty quick, and it did come up the middle for the most part, between the guards and the center in that range.
So who is getting beat? Could you tell? Like,
the way I can tell is where do my linemen end up, when the pass is thrown. And, Sheriff was near Trevor some. Morris was. Cleveland was a couple times. Cooper was a couple times.
They all took turns.
Yeah, but no, there's ways. You can look at it a couple ways. Like, okay, so if I'm going against Vita Vea in a game, I'm probably game planning against him where I'm not going to go one-on-one with my center because I don't know how many centers can take him one-on-one. I don't know how many guards can really take him one-on-one.
There may not be that many
game
at
after
all.
game after game after game, right? So you would game plan it a little bit. I did see Hamilton a couple times push Mitch Morse back in one-on-ones, just a couple times. Look, both sides are going to win. By the way, I saw Anton Harrison absolutely stone Josh Hines-Allen in a one-on-one. He tried an inside move, and he went kapow with that left hand, and he just shocked him. Like, it's just like, whoa. Guy's gonna get. Did that look that like?
I love that.
Yeah, no, it was. I was like, all right, because the first time.
This is why you tune in to the YouTube virtual studio to see this in action right here.
And the time before that, he beat him with his feet. Josh tried to go around him, and he just had great feet. So guys are gonna win. Guys are gonna lose. I think we get a little. Was it concerning? Yes. And by the way, the sideline during those team periods of the media felt like it was deflated. It was wild. It was like, oh, man, here we go. I thought we had that cleaned up. I thought that was not going to be a problem. So it was evident that they were getting beat up front on certain pass plays. Not every single one. Mm-hmm. There were some great plays that the Jags made, and by the way, on team, we outshined them for sure, especially on offense, 7-on-7 and things like that. So am I that concerned? I'm not concerned totally yet. If it continues, I'm going to be concerned. I'll tell you, I think, because I've been thinking about this, I think they should try Cole Van Lanen at left guard. He's had a pretty good camp at right tackle. He's aggressive. He's the memo to turn up the physicality definitely was received because I can see it anyway. It appears to be so. I would try to see. Look, Cooper Hodges got beat once or twice too, so it does happen. You don't think it does, but it does. You don't want to see it happen in a game. We all know that Trevor's got to be protected. Am I confident with the starting five going in? I'm confident as heck as Anton Harrison. Right? Call me crazy, but you could move him to left right now and figure out, Cam and Walker and see what you do with that. But I don't think they're going to do that. But he is by far their best offensive lineman, Anton Harrison, I think, at this point. And then we'll see. Look, I thought Scherf was having a really good camp. He was being really physical against his own teammates. He was getting the job done. You never know what's going on that day. So I wouldn't – look, was it concerning they were getting beat a team up the middle? Yes. Do I think the sky's falling? No, I don't. I think they're going to – you can game plan that a little bit. If you've got that big of a inside push, you can game plan that by doubling down and then maybe rolling out a little bit, that kind of thing. So
it actually makes me feel a little bit better because, Tony Tom's generally pretty hard on them for when they don't display the physical play. And you know how it is. You can block your guy 60 times in a row. You have one or two bad reps in a game, and you had an awful game as an offensive lineman.
I will say Ezra doesn't seem like a smash mouth, move you out of the way kind. Scherf does, although I know he had some struggles the other day. You know what I mean? So
it's really interesting you say because Jeff Logman described it almost the complete opposite.
Really?
The other day. Yeah, he said, I feel like Morse is stout, and I feel like Ezra's stout and Sheriff not as much. And I was under the impression it was kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
The other way around. It's just different perspective.
Yeah, no, and Morse has been, although again, he had struggled with the bigger guys bull rushing him, but that can happen. Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know. I see Ezra more as a finesse type, pulling, athletic type guard that you need in his own blocking scheme, not a,
I think that's what they basically have on the interior.
That's what they
want.
With
their three guys. That's what they've built in that part. So them struggling a little bit more with that smash mouth when it's being asked to be offered It's not a big surprise to me that they would be a little bit weaker at that than they would be when they can just move their guys around and allow them to be a little bit more athletic. It doesn't mean that at some point they're going to have to punch somebody in the mouth.
Right.
In one of those situations. I don't know that they have a bunch of guys. Van Lanen might be the best option on that on the interior, but offensive line doesn't work that way. It's not like, all right, 3rd and 1, put Van Lanen in because we need to run behind him at left guard, right? It's the whole picture of what they want to do with the whole offense.
Well, look, I mean, you got the starting 3 and then the backups. Who, when does the confidence stop? You know what I mean? Like, how confident? You know what I mean? So if maybe Cooper Hodges or Blake Hance is the last where you feel really, then you try a guy like Cole's one of I don't know if he'll end up taking over.
All right, let's take a time out here. We'll come back. Let's get to some of that audio from Mac Jones and C.J. Beathard to battle it out. Each getting a half, it sounds like, in tomorrow night's preseason game. We got a pair of tickets we'll give away as the show goes along, so be listening for that opportunity as well. Tom McManus in studio here with us on this Friday. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's time for the 20-pound summer slim down. You can drop 20 pounds before summer ends and cruise into fall with a new routine of better health. Do what I did. Find your results with the solution for weight loss. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. It's a great place to get started. Maybe you need to lose more than 20 pounds, but if you want to get in that starter shape for the fall, get ready for football season. You can knock 20 pounds out in a month easily with Awaken 180. You'll average about 5 pounds weight loss per week, but you'll probably start out even bigger than that as your body adjusts to new eating habits. There's no exercise required. There are no medications to take. You eat to lose weight with Awaken 180. So it's a lot of fun, and really a lot of fun when you keep getting on that scale and seeing the results and knowing that they're going to be binding results as you can keep that weight off, as I've been able to do for the last year with Awaken 180. Call 844-346-1800 or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Deadline August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Lauren Brooks here from Mayport CNC Fisheries. At my house, we had a feast from Mayport CNC Fisheries with the freshest shrimp around, and it was unbelievable. They also have oysters, scallops, mahi, and so much more. Want to eat like a local? Head to the beach and visit my friends at Mayport CNC Fisheries.
With deep pockets and huge resources, truck companies may think they can get away with a small settlement after an accident. But at Farah & Farah, our team isn't afraid to go toe-to-toe with them, to fight for every penny you're entitled to under the law. If you've been in a truck accident, call Farah & Farah. Put our big truck experience to work for you. Jacksonville.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, an asphalt marketer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Sheldon Fish. Today's category, air conditioner repair experts in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, I bet it's going to be Bueller.
Your question. Unlike Jacksonville, the Sahara Desert has a complete lack of air conditioner repair experts. What kind of camels do they ride?
That's not really a question about air conditioner repair.
5 seconds.
But that's a camel question.
Pick a camel, Sheldon.
The Arabian dromedary.
That's right, Sheldon. Like the majestic Arabian dromedary, the skilled technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair any make and model of air conditioner the same day you call, making sure you are cool.
They don't spit, do they?
No, but Steve, the new guy, has a bit of a hump.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T. Bring it in. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
Prosser here. I've been telling you for years about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us. Imagine watching your favorite team in your new Lifetime man cave, family hangout, or Lifetime's version of a she shed. And now Lifetime is expanding their replacement window division. Make your home energy efficient with their Energy Star rated windows. Enclosures, flooring, and windows to fit any and all budgets. Visit the showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let Lifetime be your home team.
For a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 August 24th at Daytona, answer this question. Who won last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010.
Hey, Hickett here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Beach's Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
At Hidden Hills Golf Club, we truly love the game of golf. We invite you to book your next tee time here and enjoy a golfing experience that you might not find at other public facilities. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Backup QB Mac Jones spoke after yesterday's second joint practice on his approach to the last two preseason games.
It's different, right? You know, some years you're the starter and you may not be playing much. It's a lot of times the coach's decision, but I always want to get out there and play as much as I can, and I think that's good whether you're the starter, backup, third, or fourth. It doesn't matter. You want the reps in the game.
The Jags take on the Buccaneers tomorrow night with kickoff at 7:30. Catch the game live on 1010XL. JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Buccaneers this Saturday. Let them do the driving with multiple locations around town and passes starting at just $10 on the My JTA app. To learn more, visit jtafla.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Pockets, man. I don't know where he gets his playlist from. Like, I know all these old songs that he plays, but I don't know how he knows Tony. I feel like he's just going to, like, random spin a dial somewhere, and whatever comes up is what he's going to play.
It's an old soul.
Maybe it is. Are you an old soul, Pockets?
Yes. Very much.
Yes, I am.
I don't like going out with people. I like being at home by myself.
You don't like going out with people. Why are you describing my life?
I don't know.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I like sitting in a rocking chair on the porch when the sun's going down.
When I can bother to get out to the porch.
Yeah.
You know, couch is just as comfortable, if not more so. I do like sitting on my front porch, though, and my back porch.
Yeah.
Watching the world go by.
Yep.
Kind of fun.
It's got to be the perfect weather, though. It's too hot. It's not fun.
Nah,
the bugs are out there. It's not fun.
Yeah, but there are plenty of, I don't know. We had plenty of good summer evenings this year out on the back,
no doubt.
Back patio area.
Yep.
You know?
Right before it got hot, the weather was incredible.
It was.
Remember, we were eating dinner outside.
and I can watch people playing bad golf coming up the 12th, which makes me feel good. I'm like, I can hit that shot better.
There you go.
I'll tell
You ever hop the fence?
No, I just open the gate and just walk right out. What I used to do, I'm good friends with the owner, but what I used to do, I live by the 12th hole, and so I take a pull cart, I go out to 13th tee, play 13, which is a par 4, then cut across the street, play 11 and 12, back-to-back par 5s, back at the house, little 3-hole circuit right
Very
there.
nice.
Yeah. It's,
good to know the owner.
It's good to know the owner. Yeah. Shout out Mike Pullen.
Shout out.
Shores. Love you, baby. Love you, baby.
Shout
out, baby. All right, Mac Jones, Tommy, competing with C.J. Beathard. Let's hear from both of them on some of these issues. As for them, this is very important. This is their career, and it's not cemented yet. I think, Tone, this is not a Trevor Lawrence, Gardner Minshew-like competition. I think most of us think the desired outcome is Mac Jones, but I think they're being fair to C.J. Beathard as a guy who's been here for a few years and letting this play out.
Yeah. We'll see where it winds up. I'm with you. I think it's likely that Mac Jones is going to be the backup, and it makes all kinds of sense for all the reasons we've talked about, right? It's easier to see them being able to get C.J. Beathard on the practice squad if that's the direction they would want to go with it. Mac Jones, I don't think we get to your practice squad. I think there's very little, if not zero chance that if you waived him, that some other team in the league wouldn't pick him up.
Absolutely.
100%. That's how that would work out. CJ, maybe somebody picks him up, and if they do, you go, all right, we got to figure out what else we want to do for a third quarterback.
And the reason that they would pick him up is because they think there's still some talent in there, and that's what the Jags think, in terms of we talked about, that's a big reason in terms of who you protect, but also just the reality of if Trevor's banged up like he was last year, they felt like a banged-up Trevor was still the better option. Now if you've got Mac Jones and he's fully healthy and Trevor's in a position where he can't really be Trevor Lawrence,
right?
You don't have to change the playbook. Mac Jones, he's not going to execute it maybe as well as Trevor, but you can call the same plays that you would normally have in the game plan.
This is a game where they want Mac to solidify why they traded for him. Like, show us that you're the backup. We've been fair. CJ deserves the shot. He played pretty well last week, CJ. I thought all three quarterbacks played fairly well overall.
Go out and lead 3 scoring drives.
Go take this second. Go take the backup job this week.
All right, Mac Jones, what has he gotten out of the joint practices with the Bucs?
I really enjoy them. It's different when you're in college. You don't ever, go against another team. But for the young guys, I think it's good because you're like, hey, you're practicing against another team. It brings a little bit more juice out. And I do think that it was a clean practice both days, which is sometimes hard to do. But I really thought that both teams did a good job, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, you compete, you see different looks, you can try different throws that maybe you wouldn't try. And now it's always weird when you have to play in the game now too, because you've practiced all week, and then now you're going to go into the game having known what they've done, but it can always switch as well.
No fights in those 2 days between the teams, Tommy. Is that more good or more bad? Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to fight when you're not in pads the second day. I bet you if you were in pads the second day, there might have been some stuff going on. But whatever, that's fine. I mean, look, you don't want these big fights. Someone else just had a massive fight yesterday, I think. The NFL's throwing out big fines to these teams that you're throwing punches and that kind of stuff. So I like chippy. You know what I mean? I don't want to see a bench clear like I do in hockey. I don't want to see that. Come on. Like, you got to play football.
No doubt. Mac also asked about what we've been talking about just a moment ago. Where is the competition right now for that number 2 quarterback job?
I've competed my whole life, and I find great joy in competition. I try to just be myself. I'm not going to change because of one thing or another. And like I said, I think we have a great room here. Trevor and CJ, they've been awesome, and I feel like we're brothers in there, and that's what you want. And you want to bounce ideas off each other and compete every day. And sometimes we have these net challenges and stuff, and it's like 3 brothers out there just throwing the ball around. So we compete in that regard. We compete in every other regard. But at the end of the day, we're on the same team, and we're all working for a common goal. And that's every good team that I've been on, that's the case, But the bad ones, not so much.
I don't have brothers, but if I was competing with them, I'd want to smash them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, so it's all fun and games.
Matter,
but
blood or not, you want to win.
Right, you want to win. So on the other side, C.J. Beathard, same question. What do you make of the competition for this job?
I mean, it's just the same that I've done literally my whole life. I mean, since I was in high school, it's they're your friends. You know, there's no bad blood. It's like I'm boys with Mac, I'm boys with Trevor, and you know, we get along really well together. We laugh a lot together. So it'd be a lot harder if it was a tough situation as far as like personality-wise. But Mac's a great dude. He's easy to get along with. So it's we're just having fun. I mean, we're going out. We're all putting our best foot forward each and every day, trying to be our best. And, you know, whatever happens. That's all you can do.
We'll see who they wind up starting tomorrow night against the Bucs. Still not officially announced, but both guys going to play a half against the Buccaneers tomorrow night. Mac was also asked about what is his approach to these last couple of weeks of the preseason.
It's different, right? You know, some years you're the starter and you may not be playing much. It's a lot of times the coach's decision, but I always want to get out there and play as much as I can, and I think that's good whether you're the starter, backup, third, or fourth. It doesn't matter. You want the reps in the game.
Well, C.J. Beathard, same question here, and I think you want the reps in the game, and these are, you know, if you're Mac Jones, you might not get any more significant reps once you get past that third preseason game.
True.
For it, you know, that's just the way the NFL is structured. So, on the one hand, you like to lock up that second job and maybe give the other guy the third game and keep you healthy as well. But you might want to get some of those reps if you're Mac Jones, you know, in week 3. Yep. C.J. Beathard asked the same question we just had for Mac Jones. What is your approach to these last 2 chances?
Yeah, I don't try to make a bigger deal than what it is. I think every day you're just trying to do your best and put your best foot forward. But the bigger the moment you make it, I feel like the more stress you bring upon yourself, and there's just no need for that. Yeah, I mean, being 8 years in, I've seen a lot, been through a lot, so I feel like I'm mature in that sense. But yeah.
CJ, the more veteran of the two guys, clearly, right? Like Mac is still on his rookie deal for one more year here in Jacksonville. Just has been a weird 3 years for Mac Jones to this point of his career, now in Jacksonville. So he's back home, you know, which is cool as a young man who graduated from Bulls. Mac was also asked just how he would describe the offense going into 2024 for the Jaguars.
I think it's a mixed bag. I think we do a lot of things really well. You know, just being here for the last couple months, it's very detailed. Attention to detail is there. I don't think there's a lot of drop off from each group, which is really good. Sometimes that's hard. You know, maybe the ones look really good, but then the 2s and 3s not so much. So I think that just shows that the coaches are doing a great job in the meetings, and the quarterbacks and players are all communicating. So I think that's important with every team, and I think the offense is very versatile. I think it's deep, you know, short, and in the middle. So it's kind of everything in between. So it's been good.
Deep, short, middle, Tom. We got the whole field covered.
Love it all.
Championship.
Wheeling and dealing.
Let's go.
All over.
The thing with C.J. Beathard that Mac Jones can't really weigh in on is how this team has changed over the last couple of years. And C.J. was asked about, you know, the wide receiver room, comparing it to what he saw. You know, Ridley's gone, Zay Jones is gone, but Brian Thomas Jr., Gabe Davis coming along. How do you kind of compare where this wide receiver room sits right now?
Definitely well-rounded, well-put-together group. We got Gabe in the offseason, drafted BT, obviously, and I think those two guys are going to help us a lot. And even below them, the guys that we have that have been here a year in the system are going to be that much better just being in the offense and understanding their role and the routes in the offense better. I think it's, you know, a much better, well-oiled machine than it was a year ago for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because you got a rookie coming in here. You got a new guy coming in here. Zay Jones was a holdover, and you would presume he knew what his role was and the offense and all that stuff. So is this, you know, was Calvin Ridley's dysfunction at times? I'm not like he had a good season, but there were obviously some flaws along the way.
Chance for a monster year.
Right. So is that what we're talking, you know, where the well-oiled machine part comes in? I'm not sure, but
well, there was some dysfunctional, you know, play in that with Ridley.
Sure.
I mean, for sure. So, and the players knew it. I swear, I'll never forget him running past Kirk during a game, and Kirk's looking at him like, how do you not know? Like, you're aggravating me, asking me, like, what do I do? What do I do? You can see him, like, saying, you're like, the hell's wrong with you? How do you not know what you're not supposed to be doing?
I hope he keeps that level of preparation.
Look, I mean, look, as far as comparing, not that we have to, but the big plays Ridley made early in camp to what they're pretty close. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. has made some incredibly big plays this year. I mean, it's this camp.
Oh, absolutely,
so far.
Absolutely. All right, we'll come back. We'll hear what C.J. Beathard says about what he sees as the difference in Trevor Lawrence compared to recent seasons here in Jacksonville. And we'll get into that. We got a pair of tickets to give away to this game as well, so be listening for your opportunity. How much do you think C.J. Beathard has made career earnings for C.J. Beathard?
I think that 8 years, right?
I think that includes this season coming up over at Spot Track. What do you got? Give me a number.
8 years. I'm going to say $35 million.
Dang.
11 million.
Yeah, I was saying close to 13.
10.849.
wow.
So,
Man.
yeah. Still.
Yeah. Well,
how many people in our audience have made $10.8 million in your career at this point?
That's nothing. No,
it's a third-round pick money for the whole rookie deal, right? So that's going to get him like $5 or $6 million. And in my head, I was like, well, he's been a backup for a few years now.
Yeah.
He's probably made about $6 million as a backup quarterback because you get about $2 million a year. That's about what you get. That's the going rate for a backup QB.
All right, Mac Jones, and I think this may include. Well, I don't know if it includes this year or not, the way they list it. They have the cap hit for this year, the cash for this year, and then the career earnings, but 12.8. So, pays to be a first-round draft pick.
No doubt.
Obviously, even on fewer years. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. Tommy Mack here with us. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. The home of the home team you grew up with.
Looking for Jimmy in the end zone. Touchdown Jaguars. Touchdown Jaguars. Touchdown Jaguars.
1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine-in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Do it with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Anthony. I've been practicing criminal defense law for over 40 years. It's what I love to do, what I do well. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 2854-LAW. 2854-LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
This is Hayes Carline for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332. Go to flyskylife.com and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Hey gang, Hicken here for Zero Res. Man, it is hot outside this time of the year. Many of us are staying inside or going to the pool. Well, my friends at Zero Res are also heating things up. As you know, Zero Res does a great job of cleaning carpets and rugs, but they also clean luxury vinyl planking, tile and grout, fine stone and hardwood floors. And right now, the hottest price of the year, 25% off all hardwood cleaning. That's 25% off tile, LVP, fine stone, and hardwood floors. Zero Res, man, spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it backward. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors, and with great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? How about scheduling a free consultation or just stop by the Pella showroom right there on Phillips Highway next to Tesla. Pella's professional consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. From simple projects to complex renovations, their team has the experience needed to make your project a success. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water throughout your home, call your local water board. We install equipment to solve any water problem.
waterboyjas.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. How would you describe the typical engagement ring customer that comes in your store?
Frank, at Underwoods, we often see customers who've shopped around and are totally confused about how to select a diamond. Now, they're looking for somebody qualified who'll tell them the truth and they can trust. They've heard about certification on diamonds, wholesale diamonds, internet diamonds, deals that a friend of a friend can get them, and the prices will range from unbelievably low to unbelievably high. One of the reasons for the confusion is if you look at the factors of grading a diamond, after you know the carat weight, there are 11 grades for cut, 21 grades for color, 11 grades for clarity, so you got 2,541 different possibilities, each with a different price. That's where Underwoods helps straighten out the confusion, because we have the American Gem Society credentialed professionals that'll guide a customer the right diamond for them, one she'll be happy with for the rest of her life.
Underwoods, where customers are served with quality and respect. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Firehouse Subs. Former Gator Tim Tebow, appearing on 1010XL, emphasized the importance of a good start for the Canes and, most importantly, the Gators.
They get a big win, and then 2 weeks later against A&M again at home, if they could win, that could give that team the belief.
The oddmakers aren't giving much respect to University of Florida football. They say the Gators will be an underdog in 8 games this season and are projected to win 4 or 5 games, which is low for an SEC team. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp have taken their first loss in their series against the Memphis Redbirds on Thursday evening. The teams will play 2 today, with the first at 5:05, with game 2 following in 1-1 Financial Ballpark. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:55, it's 84 degrees. Time at 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, continuing through here, our final day before the Jags and the Bucs go at it.
Yep.
Denmark going deep into his playlist once again.
You know this one?
I don't think I do. I'd like to say I do, but what is it?
I'm a rambling man.
Okay.
I do not know this. I just went in my search history.
Yeah, maybe like the chorus. I feel like this has been used in commercials before.
Yeah, it sounds like the guy. Who is this anyway?
Waylon?
Oh, it's Waylon Jennings?
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
Look at you jumping in there quick with the last name as
Well,
if there's another Waylon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Waylon Jennings.
Well, who else? Is there another Waylon country singer?
There's Wayman Tisdale, basketball player.
Lefty.
Correct. Look at you.
I don't know how.
I don't know how you did it either.
Tommy is a killer finishing off information.
Right,
It's
like
crazy.
played for
the Pacers.
All right, but in college, he did play for the Pacers.
Georgetown?
No, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. No, I wouldn't have got. Oh yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, Tisdale. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That guy. All right, it's all good. Okay, it's all good. All right. By the way, one of our interns, Jacob's in studio, right?
Yep.
And we're
Hey,
not
Jacob.
We're not going to let him in. And then he's like, "Oh, it's Tom McManus." He goes, "I like your stuff and you're wearing." Tom's like, "All right, you can stay. Fine." Unbelievable.
You
man.
stay in the room.
You stay in the room,
Get
but
ready
be
to sit over
quiet.
there, and then be
Okay,
like,
just sit
stick
down
around.
and be quiet over there. And we already warned him. Nothing will be learned during this time period here. So
No, not for me anyway.
all right, let's get last cut here from C.J. Beathard because I want to talk about the more important quarterback. Sorry, C.J. Sorry, Mac.
Oh, right.
That's Trevor Lawrence. But this is C.J. Beathard on the difference he has seen in Trevor Lawrence this year?
I think just his confidence in the system, being 3 years in, I think he's taken more ownership in the offense and what he likes and what he doesn't like. He's not afraid to tell Press or Doug that he doesn't want that play called. He doesn't like that play, whereas maybe in years past he would run a play just to appease, coaches or whatever. But now I think he's taken more ownership of it and telling guys how he wants certain routes run this way or else you won't get the ball type of thing.
We've heard that in a recent episode of The Hunt, right?
Yeah.
Where Trevor feels just more like he basically laid it out there, more ownership. Like, I've got this.
Yep.
And instead of just you telling me what I'm going to do, now I'm going to start to, we're going to cut some of this out.
Yeah.
I do this. We need to increase the percentage of time. You've been out to a very high percentage of practices in training camp.
Missed a couple.
Right? Trevor, right. We all miss a couple, but Trevor struggled a little bit early when they threw him right into red zone.
Yep.
How do you feel like his overall camp progressed?
No, he's been really good, really sharp for the most part. Look, I tell you what really stood out to me the other day. First, they by the way, I don't think they got any credit for this. Before they did the 7-on-7 in the red zone against Tampa in the first practice, they did a little team in the middle of the field. And it was 11-on-11. His first pass was a little Mahomes sidearm. And it was a perfect dart. I forget who he threw it to, but it was about a 10, 15-yard over the middle type play. And I was like, okay, that's some confidence right off the bat, So you see a little bit of different there. Look, the connections he's made are phenomenal. Down the field, Gabe and him got some chemistry going on. Brian Thomas Jr.
You go back and look at that 20-yarder to Gabe Davis
in the game.
In the game,
that was great.
Oh my gosh,
great throw!
Right, I mean, he has this ability to slip it right over that linebacker level of defense.
Yep.
The throw he made, Tommy, yesterday, I don't know if you had your to Ingram, exactly, right?
Great
it's the
throw.
same exact
kind of
thing, right? Just he's got kind of two guys, and he's got like a half step, and he just put it in the
He trusts this guy's going to be there, so he lets it go. Yeah.
Now, on the one, the throw that he missed to Brian Thomas Jr. before the one he connected, he threw a nice bomb. It just missed. He was under duress. I mean, he just got it off. So you just look. I think
good practice for.
Well, maybe you got to throw it a little earlier.
Maybe
you do. Who knows? You may got to get used to that. But no, I think he's been good. I mean, look, it's practice. It does have value. Even yesterday had a lot of value. I thought he was very competitive. I thought he threw the ball pretty well overall. So I think he's had a good camp. I'm not sitting here like overly optimistic, like he's going to have this monster year. I hope he does, but I think he looks pretty good going in.
It sounds like Tone, not to cut you off. It sounds like some of the turnovers that he's had recently are more like balls off receiver's hand. You know what I mean?
The latest ones have been missed catches. Yes.
Right, which is good. That's a good sign for him. I mean, that's still going to happen. They still count against your total, but you kind of grade those differently.
Yeah.
So
look, and we talked. I know I've talked to Loggeman about this throughout the offseason. I've heard other people say it too, that this could be the best group of wide receivers that Trevor Lawrence has had the opportunity to work with for what he does well, right? Like, I do think Trevor is a good deep ball guy. I think having bodies on the field that he can throw it up and trust, my guy will make the play. And I do think Gabe Davis has some of that to him, right? And he hasn't had a whole lot of those kind of bodies necessarily available for him in the wide receiver room here for the last couple of years. But it does feel like they specifically added there. Deep threat, big body guy that he can trust when he's throwing into traffic, that kind of thing. It does feel like they added that. Does it feel like it's shown up in practice when you've been watching these guys work?
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. And nobody can stay deep with Junior. So that's going to cause a lot of problems for secondaries. They're going to have to keep an eye on him, which will open it up for Gabe. Look, Trevor, his inside the numbers throws, every single one of them are phenomenal, I think. Even his deep ones. He puts it out there. He puts it out there perfectly in the middle of the field. When it gets to the outside the numbers, I'm not talking quick outs because normally he's pretty good with that, but the intermediate to deep throws on the outside, that's where he's just sometimes off. But down the middle, That guy puts it out there perfectly for those guys.
I would think the intermediate to deep throws outside the numbers are where a lot of quarterbacks
without a doubt.
struggle in the NFL.
You would think.
And he's definitely got the arm strength to make the throw.
Without a doubt.
Right? But that's going to be like, for every Mahomes who throws it great seemingly to every area of the field, there,
And it's more placement than anything. Where you put that ball on the outside, right? It's got to be on the outside for the most part, and only your guy having a chance to catch it. So that's all that is. That would hopefully gets better this year as well.
Going back to Brian Thomas, just the speed, right? And again, it's striking when the players on the other team are mumbling about, wow, holy cow, did you see this? And that was apparently what was happening after that first practice with Tampa the other day. Have you seen him be able to play off of that a little bit? Do some
his outs, his outs are smooth as can be.
Because guys are having to give him a cushion now, right?
Definitely, and he's a one break guy. He's not gathering when he cuts. He's really smooth. I mean, he's smooth in his route running. He knows how to get to the ball when he goes up for it. Here's, I think, the difference, and the DBs are going to have to get used to it. He doesn't look like he's burning right away. Mm-hmm. Until he goes by you.
He glides.
Like Ridley was like the road runner. Like his legs would go so fast you could barely keep up with his feet. Watching him. You don't get that feeling with Junior. He's equally, if not faster, but it just feels like he creeps up on you. And then next thing you know, he's either gone or he's broken it off and he's open.
Well, and that was the advantage Calvin could give himself. He was an unbelievably good route runner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
when he remembered him.
Right, and exactly. He had enough speed to threaten you with that on the outside, and it's why he drew as many pass interference flags as he did. When he was out there in space with one of these defensive backs, when he put the brakes on, they were left with no choice but grab him.
Yeah.
That's what they were left to do. They were in space.
True.
What or how have your expectations changed for Brian Thomas Jr. during his rookie year, if they have, after having had the chance to see him here for the first 3 weeks of camp?
Well, look, I don't, I don't know why, but I don't always get that excited about a rookie wide receiver, in the first round until you see him. And then you just see that you can see how he's going to be a great asset to this offense because of how it's built. You already made mention of Gabe Davis. He is a great number 2. I think a great number 2. And he can get down the field, too. I don't mean just possession guy, but he's a bigger body. He'll go over the middle. He's not afraid of that kind of thing. You got Kirk, who's a great slot, without question. Get him one-on-one as much as you can. Ingram's a great tight end. Get him one-on-one. Now you got the deep threat like you're talking about. A legitimate deep threat that both – now, we thought we had it last year with Ridley. We did at times, right? Mm-hmm. Of course we did. He dropped some, the pass interference, those types of things, made some. But you saw where that could be. But there was dysfunction in that. It doesn't appear to be any dysfunction with Brian Thomas Jr., at least at this point, in his career. So I think it'll fit nicely because that'll keep that safety honest. You can work the underneath with Kirk and Ingram, and then you can work the intermediate with Gabe Davis. And I think it'll be very successful.
Parker Washington with Christian Kirk's sideline, getting some extra reps. Yep. And, again, I'm not there. I don't see every single rep, but it seemed like he had a few highlight plays and continues to have a pretty good camp.
Yeah, had a great catch the other day that was contested pretty good. Made a great catch. I thought, obviously, in the game, he's played well. Look, I mean, he's got to be counted on when called upon. Whether that's returning kicks, whether if Kirk, Kirk's got a calf, you know what I mean? This is what you're here for. You jump right in there because he's a perfect slot too.
Right.
He looks more confident. Him and Tank and Strange, they all look just more confident. Like they better, and they should.
Which makes
They've
sense.
Been around for a year. They know what to expect. They know what they got to do, and they're doing it so far.
I know you mentioned Tank Bigsby and the success he had during the last couple of days, especially in some of the goal line work that you saw him get, right? And what would you need to see, or have you seen enough from Tank to this point? What would you need to see to think the team would feel comfortable when they go to Miami week 1? Tank gets some look in that part of the field specifically, coming off the kind of year he just had. It does feel like the confidence is growing. Do you think it's grown to the point that if they get in a goal line situation that they would feel comfortable putting Tank on the field for that?
I think the only thing that's questioned right now is ball security. 2 days ago, he did put the ball on the ground twice. They were after one was right at the whistle, so maybe he kind of but it got punched out, and that was on a run play, I think. The other was on a return, and you're just like, okay, that second one today, let's make sure you're covering. Look, it's no different than Parker Washington last week.
2 in the game.
You know, you got to keep that ball close to you. I know you want to pull it out while you're running and make a play, but, man, you got to keep it close to your body or it's going to get knocked out. So I would say I've seen great things out of Tank Bigsby. The only thing I want to make sure of is that he's going to hold on to that football.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what got him in the doghouse. Mental errors and not great ball security. And, you know, if we're asking you to come in, particularly in high leverage situations, you know, we're going to put you in near the goal line. We can't squander the opportunity to put points on the board, certainly the opportunity to put 6, preferably.
And he's in a position where if you're going to rebuild that confidence with the team, you have to do it now.
Yeah.
Right? Like it feels like there's still a gap in time between right now and when the team would feel comfortable putting him in one of those high leverage situations in an actual game.
Right. And for the record, 95% he's been great.
I get
no issues at all. I mean, even in the 11-on-11 against Tampa, he's holding onto the ball fine. I like the way he's being decisive. I like that suddenness that he's showing and hitting that hole, and I think he's going to be a nice asset to this team. I really do. I think
it does feel like one of those things, though. You know this, Tommy. You've been in these rooms when they're trying to get these guys ready to do something. The note on he fumbled 2 times in this specific situation, that's a big note. Right, for a football player, especially coming off the kind of struggles he had last year. It's you earn the trust back by not having that note needing to be made. And at least early on here, it doesn't appear that that's exactly the situation. He looks good on the field.
He does.
You know, there's no doubt about that. He looks good on the field, but it's when can we feel comfortable trusting how good a player we think we might have with Tank?
Well, I trust him right now.
Okay.
When you lay that thing on the ground, the trust is gone, one time. So, you know, look, it's just, you know, and again, it wasn't like during 11-on-11. It was more like at the end of the play, and maybe he got a little lack with the, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
But when you have fumbled in the past and it goes on the ground once, everyone goes,
come on.
Okay, yeah. And then it happened again, and then you're like, okay, you know, nothing to get grandly concerned about, but I would just answer your question. I want to make sure that he understands, hey, man, you got to protect that ball at all times, the whole time, and don't ever forget that.
All right, we'll come back, and I want to take a look. Demetrius Harvey did a roster projection, and this will change over the next few weeks, but see if there are a few things that caught my eye, and see how you feel about them as things stand right now, Tom, after being out at all these training camp practices. If you'd like to be a part of it, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and we'll give you that chance to score a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's game coming up as well. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. More Jaguars, more Gators, more sports talk for Jacksonville. 1010XL. When you want more.
Well, all the news forecasts say that home prices are expected to decline in 2025. Hey, that's great if you're buying a home. But if you're selling one, you might want to get to it. And when it comes to selling your home, the agents you should trust are Chad and Sandy Newman at chadandsandy.com. Maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. And you don't want to worry about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Those things are all out with Chad and Sandy. They're the local real estate experts you can trust, and I recommend for the sale of your home, or for the sale of mine for that matter, maybe I should look into it. Hey, don't trust me. Trust Jacqueline from Biscayne Estates. My inherited home became a nightmare when it went unsold for 177 days and ended up with a large lien. With expenses mounting for my handicapped daughter and no way to pay, I was desperate. At this point, I turned to Chad and Sandy. The change was amazing. Chad and Sandy sold my home in 3 days at a higher than asking price. Find out for yourself at chadandsandy.com or 904-414-6200.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC, Zero Res.
This is Keith Scott with Veterans Wholesale Cabinets. We are Northeast Florida's cabinet experts and your best option to elevate your home improvement project for both homeowners and contractors, and attention to detail to every project. VeteransWholesaleCabinets.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary. At First Coast Lighting and Fans.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count. The restaurant of the day is Flame Broiler. Try the happy hour special, a mini chicken bowl with a drink for just $6.45. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or check out one of 5 locations across town. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Calling all fans of Duval to downtown Las Vegas during the game against the Silver and Black. This is Lauren Brooks from Helmets and Heels. Join us at Circa Resort and Casino this December for the Jacksonville Game Day Getaway featuring an incredible all-in package. Get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available until August 30th, so act now. To book and to join the Heels in Vegas, visit circalasvegas.com today.
The best game day parking in all of Duval is at Tailgaters Parking. Are you ready for some football? Tailgaters is just steps away on the east side of the stadium. Visit tailgatorsparking.com and secure your season parking pass today.
You hear that? That's the sound of your water bill tripling. Are you ready to fix the drip? Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services. They do it all. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lauren Brooks for Big Chief Tire. Summer is here, and that means road trips, beach outings, and family vacations. Before you hit the road, make sure your car can handle the heat with a visit to Big Chief Tire. Their skilled technicians will get your vehicle in top shape, ensuring it's ready for those summer road trips. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your summer checkup today.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Is this Jeopardy? Like my
This
love's
is.
in Jeopardy, right? Is this Greg Kinband?
Yeah.
Greg Kinband.
Greg Kinn just died.
Did
Yeah,
he?
he did Tuesday.
I did not know.
75.
4 went out for Great Kid.
Great tune. He had a couple tunes
Did he?
that were good. Yeah.
Probably did.
Yeah, he did.
This was like the big one. And then Weird Al did this, right?
Right.
Like I lost on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I was one of Big Al or Weird Al's bigger parodies. Big Al. Shout out to Big Al.
Rest in peace, Greg.
Alex Lamb.
Yeah, the lead singer of Great White just died, too. Remember Great White? Once bitten, twice shy?
I do.
Yeah. He just
I like that song. I couldn't name the lead singer of Great White if you offered me a large sum of money.
It's all over the internet. But it's out there. I don't know his name either.
I'm pretty sure Big Al was the name of the weatherman on the sketches on the Chappelle show. I'm pretty sure that was the dude's name.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that depth of knowledge. I do know that you ever go to Trade Winds in St. Augustine?
Oh, yeah.
Right, the fun bar down. When we went to Flagler, right, they would warn you. You don't want to go to that bar. It's it's locals. It's too rough.
Bar.
It was a great bar, right? I mean,
dive bar.
Couldn't hear yourself think when they got live music in there.
They got great music in there.
But they had a band that used to play in there, Big Al and the Caholics.
Oh, yeah. I remember
You
Big
remember
Al
them?
and the Caholics. Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I never heard them play, I don't think, but I'd see posters for them.
You get a lot of good
flyers
music down there. Prohibition Kitchen, it always has great music.
Oh, what's it? Decoy. One of the best local bands I've ever seen. They had it was like 7 guys. One guy would play like the big bongos. They had the whole thing, and they played Scarlett O'Hara's a good bit down there. But Schrodinger's Cat, if you go back to the early 90s.
Schrodinger's Cat?
You never heard of Schrodinger's Cat?
No.
Never? The whole thing of the cat's in a box and he's simultaneously alive and not alive at the same. It's a physics thing. Anyway.
Oh, no. I fell asleep.
Watch Dark Matter on Apple TV, and they'll explain the whole thing to you.
Okay.
Yes, but anyway, band Schrodinger's Cat used to crush it at Nobby Sports Tavern.
Okay.
On Monday nights. We drink Red Death for $1. Couldn't tell you what was in it.
All right.
A lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol and something red to color it up.
25-cent beers.
I do remember 25-cent beers. Absolutely.
Unbelievable. You know those lines.
Quarter beer night at George's Tavern. But then there were the little little Dixie cups.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. No.
Pound 4 of them for $1.
Yeah, no doubt.
You'll get a buzz. Apparently there's a place where Potbelly's movie theaters since closed. I don't know if anybody remembers Potbelly's downtown. It's like a $2 movie when I was in school. Yeah. And apparently it used to be a bar prior to that called Dan Jan's. Because I had a guy who, a friend of mine went to Flagler before me, and he said they did a $5 sink or swim like on Friday nights. And the thing was, once you came in, first person went to the bathroom, that's what the cutoff was. Like, you could drink as long as you wanted on $5, as much as you wanted. First person that either left or went to the head, and it was over. So incredible peer pressure to pee your pants.
Yeah, there was. No doubt.
Just wear different colored pants, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. There's a walk down memory lane.
I'd pee down my leg during games. I didn't care. Yeah. Practice games.
Yeah.
I'd just wash it off, once you get a chance. But yeah.
Pour a little bottle of water on there.
You got to take a leak. You got to take a leak.
There you go. Schlereth used to talk about that, right? That's why they.
Oh, really?
I think so. He used to, they call him Stink, right? That was his nickname. But I thought part of it was he used to, pee himself because part of the idea was.
Supposed to be hydrated. When you're hydrated, your pee don't stink.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but defensive linemen would see him peeing all over himself, and they'd be maybe a little less inclined to engage.
That's how we know when Lamar ran to the locker room a couple years ago. That wasn't because he needed to pee. Right?
Right.
We know that's not whatever the situation was. It wasn't as simple as that.
Yeah.
I assume all the guys on the field that if they got to let it go, they let it go. There's not much you can do. You can't hold it till halftime every time.
No.
But when you're running into the locker room for some reason, not going to the X-ray room, there's something else going on.
Clean up on aisle 2.
Yeah.
All right. Tony Smith, take us around the rest of the National Football League.
Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
After trading for edge rusher Matthew Judon from New England yesterday for a third-round pick, the Atlanta Falcons also signed free agent safety Justin Simmons to a one-year, $8 million deal. Dallas is signing defensive end Carl Lawson, Buffalo linebacker Matt Milano, who missed a large portion of 2023 due to a broken leg he suffered against the Jags in London, is now having his 2024 season availability threatened after a torn biceps this week in practice that will keep him out for an undetermined amount of time, but it could be the whole year. Cincinnati running back Chris Evans will miss the 2024 season after suffering a torn patellar tendon yesterday in practice. Bengals offensive tackle Deontay Smith was carted off during their joint practice with the Bears yesterday as well with an apparent leg injury, and Carolina head coach Dave Canales said that cornerback Dane Jackson will miss around the next 6 weeks because of a hamstring he suffered this week.
Ouch.
I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood, I feel like, other than Wingard, Jags, and Deshaun Dixon, out for the year, and who knows where he would have pushed. We're going to get to Demetrius Harvey's projection.
Okay, cool.
From the Florida Times Union a couple days ago for the 53. And again, this is not a final prediction, but it's kind of fun along the way.
Yep.
But we do have a pair of tickets to go see the game tomorrow. So what we decided to do, it doesn't matter which caller, Dylan's going to take you in the order you come in at 641-1010, and you're going to give him a section number in the stadium, right?
Any number.
Any number. Now, keep in mind, they don't go above like 430 or 440. Right. They might max out around there.
434, I think.
Something like that, right? So don't come in with 700. Right.
No,
and what it is the first person within 10 on either side, high or low, of what the actual section is, tickets are yours.
Right.
So there you go. Done. It's that
Yeah.
simple. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
I think so.
All right. So we'll see how it works.
You want to give an example or no?
Well, yeah. Like, for example, if the tickets were section 520, which there is no 520, and you said 530, you'd win. If you said 510, you would win, or anything closer than that. So anything within 10.
Within 10, either side.
And I mentioned earlier, they're pretty good. So, I already said it earlier, all right? I already said it. Tom, they're free, so they're pretty good, right? Are they not good?
They're good.
No matter where
Free
they are.
is
Is there a
good.
bad seat in the house, Tommy?
There's not.
All right.
No way. Especially when they're winning.
There we go. We pop quizzing?
Let's do it.
It's been a while.
You got lines ready? Just throw the line 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're gonna do them live on the air. Oh, I thought I told you what the section number was. I thought you were gonna handle your business over there.
We didn't.
All right. Do we don't have names for any of these people?
No.
All right, this is gonna make for thrilling radio. All right, let's go.
We'll have some laughs. Here we go.
As I punch you up, you're gonna give me a section number.
Tell us a
and
joke
we're gonna
when
tell
you
you
come on,
yes or
first and
no.
foremost.
No jokes. Caller, what do you got?
Line 1.
Section number, line 1.
220.
220. That is incorrect. It's not 220. So that means it's not anything 210 to 230, right? Because he'd be within 10.
Just lead him right to the water,
I'm
Mike.
trying
That's
to
all you
help
have to
out
do.
here. It's not 220. Good guess. All right, caller 2, what do you got?
123.
Say again?
123.
123 is within 9 of section 132. There you go.
There you go.
They're in
Boom.
section 132. So hang on the line, all right? Dylan will, I believe, we're not going to get your name and number, or does Dylan need us to do that as well? Just checking pockets? Are we good? All right, you're going to get that? All right. I've got them, honestly, in my personal Ticketmaster account.
Okay.
So Dylan will get your email. And right after the show, I'll transfer them over to you.
Yeah.
Right there. So, and get their name so we can congratulate them as well.
Yeah.
And as I pointed out yesterday, and should continue to point out, if you've won in the last 30 days, you're not really eligible to win again.
Oh, right.
I'm
Invalid.
sure our caller on line 2, our nameless caller, who guessed section 123, you're disappointed that I made it too
No,
easy.
I was just kind of thinking like that was a pretty good move on that person, going 123.
We did a giveaway once for Eagles tickets, and we just said, call in, tell me what my favorite Eagles song is. Right? What mine is.
Yeah.
Tony, how long did it take? Hour and a half, 2 hours?
It took a while.
It took a long time.
Take it easy?
No. See? Keep going. Get 2 more.
Hotel California.
No.
Lion Eyes.
Already gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
so
if
there
it
you
took
go.
that long, it's obviously off the beaten path.
Right, and then people kept calling up. People kept calling up. Anybody say Hotel California? Right. Like an hour into this. Anybody say Hotel California? Take it easy? Take it easy? Anybody?
Okay.
Yeah. They guessed them all, and they finally got around to it.
What was it
Radio.
again? Which one?
Already Gone.
Already Gone. That's a good one.
I love that tune. You know. Anyway, the Eagles, pretty much every song they do is
That's true. They
fantastic.
are phenomenal.
All right, let's do it. Let's take a break here so we have time to give proper attention to the 53-man roster projection. We'll go through and pick out some of the interesting highlights of it that Demetrius Harvey did, and get your thoughts, Tom, in particular, having watched these practices over the last few days. Tickets are, who's our winner, Dylan, by the way? Got a name?
I'll figure that out right now.
Oh, trying to figure it out
Just ask him.
Well, I know Bush Drive Rich on the text line just texted in, I was caller number 2, so that might answer the mystery as to who this was, but we'll wait on Pockets to confirm.
All right. I don't even want to go down.
Just say, hey, what's your name?
Right now.
That's all you got to do.
Well, he's not on the line anymore.
No.
Oh.
So I'm wondering how we're going to determine who the actual winner is right there. Because I could call up and go, I was caller number 2.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Something like
My
that.
name's Big Name Rich.
Or Bush Drive Rich, for that
guy,
matter.
too.
One of those guys. All right. Our final timeout. We'll come back and take a look at today's question of the day. Who are the 3 players we're looking forward to seeing on the field the most, as well as the roster projection? This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, driving around Duval this weekend for any reason. Maybe you're headed to the game. You know what? You could tailgate with a cooler full of delicious items from Dandy. You're going to make everybody happy. There's something for everybody when you swing into a gate station. Usually, I find over 30 varieties of Dandy and Anytime Deli foods, all of those locally made by the Thompson family here in Jacksonville. They've had this company going for nearly 70 years because they do things right. They make them with the highest quality ingredients that they can find, locally source those as often as possible, give you fantastic variety, and keep the prices reasonable. They're going to fill you up but not weigh you down. So whether you want breakfast items, salads, you want protein packs, you want fruit cups, veggie trays, or the classic line of sandwiches and subs, Dandy's got all that for you. They've got it covered. So swing into an area gate station, whether you're on your way to the game or anywhere around Duval. Dandy's the name to know for food on the go. So do what I do when you're hungry. Go out and make yours a Dandy and do it today.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Tropic Fan Fest is on at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. You know what that means. Free smoothies for Tropic Rewards members all week. Monday, free smoothie. Tuesday, free smoothie. Wednesday, another one. Thursday, another one. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you guessed it, more free smoothies with bowl or food purchase. Don't miss a day. Download our app and join Tropic Rewards to get in on the fun. Tropic Fan Fest is now through August 18th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Terms and conditions apply.
For over 40 years, Play It Again Sports has served its customers with a winning, sustainable shopping model. Could say, we were recycling before recycling was cool. Save on quality used sporting goods for baseball, softball, lacrosse, hockey, golf, tennis, and more. Or sell us your gently used gear. We buy all sports, all seasons, and offer cash on the spot. Stop by Play It Again Sports today on Merrill Road near 295 or online at playitagainsports.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Here come Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. The Last Encores. Saturday, February 1st at Florida Theater. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Tickets on sale now at floridatheater.com. Don't miss Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons live.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. Break bread with Dan, Jeff, and PGA Tour insiders on Brunch with the Tour.
What is brunch? Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Brought to you by Clearwater Irrigation. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A. Tuesday morning at 8:30.
On 1010XL.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Head coach Doug Peterson shared how both QBs Mac Jones and CJ Beathard will each play a half in tomorrow night's game against the Bucs. Jones spoke to media yesterday on the competition for the number 2 QB job.
I've competed my whole life, and I find great joy in competition. Try to just be myself. I'm not going to change because of one thing or another. And like I said, I think we have a great room here. Trevor and CJ, they've been awesome, and you want to bounce ideas off each other and compete every day. And sometimes we have these net challenges and stuff, and it's like 3 brothers out there just throwing the ball. So we compete in that regard. We compete in every other regard. At the end of the day, we're on the same team. We're all working for a common goal, and that's every good team that I've been on, that's the case.
On courtesy of Jaguars.com, listen to the game live with 1010XL. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, let's take a look at our responses to today's question of the day first here in this final segment on Jaguars Today. Considering that the starters are not expected to go, which 3 Jaguars are you most interested in watching when they face the Bucs in preseason game 2? I thought mine were very easy, although there are more than this, but these are the ones at the top of my list. Mac Jones, number 1. Right, just take the job. Right, look the part. Go out there, throw a couple of touchdowns, protect the football. Cooper Hodges, because he's been getting a little buzz, is, playing a little bit more physical on the interior of the offensive line. Can he carry that over into these games? And Mason Smith, who's been having a terrific camp by all accounts, but I didn't see much out of him in the first preseason game. I would think he's going to get some extended playing time here and against backups. I hope he looks like a player who's ready to dominate.
Mm-hmm. I could have used the same 3 names, but I'll add 3 names to the list. For the sake of the segment here. Christian Braswell, he is listed as a starter, but I don't know that that's locked down, at this point in time. So curious to see how they want to play him tomorrow night. Blake Hance, because I was thinking about going with the other backup offensive lineman that's very intriguing to me right now that you mentioned, but Blake Hance is the one I'll add here. And Breeland Speaks, who they only brought in, a week and a half ago, played pretty well in week 1 of the preseason. Just how much of an impression will he be able to make in 2.5 weeks? But I would expect he's going to get plenty of opportunities tomorrow night against the Bucs.
Who you got, Tommy?
I'm going to go with Tank to start with. I just want to see Tank have
that would have been number 4
night.
for me.
I want to have him a great night, keep that ball secured, and show that you've really improved. Prince is a guy I want to keep an eye on. I think he's lost a little. Like, he came in pretty hot and heavy. I saw him not making plays in coverage a couple times. I think he's got to have a nice big night to show that he's worthy. And I think Parker Jr. Should have a big night too. The number 58, the linebacker.
Yeah.
I think he's got a shot to maybe steal a job, but he's got to keep going and making plays.
That'll be interesting. Trey Prince is projected to be one of the 7 cornerbacks. This is according to Demetrius Harvey. I was looking for this. he put out he was going to do a 53-man roster projection. Then I didn't see it, but I saw him linked to it. So looking back at it here, right at the top, quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, C.J. Beathard to the practice squad. I think we would all agree that that's the desired outcome here. I think it immediately gets interesting. And I don't necessarily disagree. Like, I've been putting out Dearness Johnson, like, how safe is he on the roster? And a lot of people are, oh, yeah, he's a vet. They like him. If you get to Dearness Johnson, something's gone wrong with one of your first two backs. You've got ETN, you got Bigsby, and he projects Jalen Jackson to make the team.
I think he's had a great camp, and I tell you what, I take him right now as my third back out of the four.
I think Keelan Robinson's the wild card here.
We haven't really seen him.
Because we haven't seen him. He doesn't project him to make, if you're not out there, can't make the club in the tub.
That's right.
Good call. But he's gotten Robinson's gotten praise from both Press Taylor and Heath Farwell for what he brings. Heath Farwell said he's going to be a core four special teamer. Okay. Maybe one of your primary return guys, but got to be healthy enough to get out there and show it. So
definitely.
Maybe an uphill battle. I don't think that battle's over with yet.
No,
I think this is in flux.
But if Jalen has a big night, he's really doing a good job. He's got a lot of speed. He made some great catches out of the backfield, down the field a couple days ago. One was one-handed. It was absolutely beautiful.
And this is a position you want to find some cheap labor at.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
I mean, ETN's your first-round pick, so he's got a decent contract. But all right, moving on to wide receiver. He actually did tight end next. Okay. Josiah DeGuara is having a good camp, I think, right? But I don't know if they're going to be able to keep 4 tight ends. And I think Ingram, Brenton Strange, Luke Farrell.
They're locks.
Right. And that's who Demetrius
Farrell's
has
too good of
there.
a blocker to let him walk. He's a beast. And he can get open and catch from time
How do
to
you
time.
feel like Strange has come on throughout
I like
camp?
it. I like the way they're using him, too. They're giving him some more opportunities. So I think he'll look, I still try to find ways to get him the ball when he's out there.
Wide receiver. Maybe I did skip wide receiver here. What did I do with wide receiver? He's got offensive line, defensive line. I don't know where the heck I went. But I don't think it was shocking. Here we go. He had him above running back. That's why. Ed Kirk, Gabe Davis, Brian Thomas Jr. Fine, right? We all agree. Devin Duvernay, I count him among the wide receivers, clearly. Like, I know some people are looking at, like, well, he's kind of outside. He's in what category then?
Right.
Right. Parker Washington's going to be here.
Yeah, he's in.
Right? So I think those 5, I think the question is 6 or 7.
Right.
Right? And in this case, it's only 6, and Demetrius went with Tim Jones once again. Apparently had a good stop on kick coverage yesterday, but
he's a really good special teams player, yeah.
Yeah, and is that enough?
I think for that roster spot specifically, Tommy, I think it is, right? Because odds are if Tim Jones, and he might be active on most game days, even in that position, Parker wouldn't be unless Parker can give you what Tim Jones gives you on special teams. And Tim has been a good special teams player for the last couple of years. It feels like that's how he secures a roster spot as that 5th kind of wide receiver. Right, active on game day, but that's because Duvernay's definitely going to be active because he adds in special teams and can be a backup wide receiver for you. Tim Jones, I think it still makes sense unless someone has passed him in that regard. I don't know what they want to do with Elijah Cooks. I do think that's interesting. They kept him to protect him last year because they thought someone else would pick him up on waivers, and that's why they kept him. I don't know that they can do that again this year. They'd have to be willing to keep 7. It sounds like to do it. It's not impossible that they could, but they'd have to be willing to do that, and I don't know how much Elijah Cooks plays special teams at all.
If you're the 5th wideout, you got to be really counted on special teams because you're not expected to see the field in the offense. You got to be on special teams. I'd tell you he's at a great camp. I don't know what he probably won't make it, but Trammell has caught everything. I mean, he's a little dude. He gets open, catches everything. Again, I don't think he'll make the 53, but he's had a really nice camp.
You got Joshua Cephas as well, who at times has had a little buzz, but I feel like that's kind of
fizzed a little bit lately.
I don't know if it's anything with him, like doing anything wrong. It's just like he hasn't jumped off the practice field and caught our attention that much. All right, moving on to offensive line. Cam, Ezra, Mitch Moore, Sheriff, Anton Harrison, your projected starting 5. Obviously, Walker Little's going to be a part of this team. Cooper Hodges, Javon Foster, who you invested a draft pick. and Blake Hance, and then Demetrius projecting 10 goes with Luke Fortner. The other day, Log said if they keep 10, he thinks Fortner makes it. If they keep 9, he thinks Fortner is odd man out here. And one of the questions is, you don't have Shatley on here, but Shatley can play pretty much anywhere on the interior. And can with Shatley, his family's here. He's played for the Jags his whole career. Could you work it out where you get him to the practice squad and he's ready to go, possibly? And could Cooper Hodges play center for you as well? Is another question, So we'll see if he gets that opportunity tomorrow.
They've tried Fortner at guard. They've given him reps at both. The guy is so athletic. I know why they want him to work out, because he really is ridiculously athletic, but he's just not strong, and he dips his head a lot. It's like every time he gets beat, his eyes go down. His eyes goes down, and when your eyes go down as an offensive lineman, you typically get beat. He hasn't been killed every play; just hasn't done enough. I like Van Lonen. I'd like to see if he can even play. I'm not that sold on Hance. I think he's okay. I mean, he's not a liability. I don't know. He's like Ezra. He feels like it's like a finesser, athletic type, get him out in space type guy, rather than a, knock you in the mouth and take you down the field.
But to them, with Ezra not playing last week, he was the next man up.
Yeah, he was.
Right. So
I know.
That's probably an indication of where they see him at the moment. Anyway. Yeah. Again, this is just a projection. 9 defensive linemen.
Okay.
Some obvious ones: Josh Hines-Allen, Devon Hamilton, Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker. Right, there's your front 4. Travis Gibson.
Yeah,
and
he had a good camp.
Tyler Lacey, Roy Robertson Harris, and of course the rookies Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson. Guys on the outside looking in include DJ Coleman, Breland Speaks, who we talked about.
Ledbetter.
Seizi Odomewo, I think.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. He had the sack and a half in the first preseason game.
I wonder if Roy's on the bubble. They played him a lot last week, which was kind of odd.
It's worth considering.
Because some of those other guys, they've played just as well, I think.
Linebacker, Foye Oluokun, obviously Devin Lloyd, Chad Muma, Ventrell Miller, and then Caleb Johnson, who they really value as a special team.
He is a very good special teamer, but
based on this projection, it would be second-year linebacker Yasir Abdullah is a tough cut, but it's ultimately a numbers game unless he's an ace on special teams. As Demetrius Harvey's writing, it's hard to see him making the initial roster. Certainly a potential practice squad snag. Could also be somebody that another team goes, hey, we'll take a chance on him. Very young, So he would be out here along with.
And odds are
Parker.
there's plenty of defenses in the league that Yasir would fit better than the one they're running in Jacksonville right now.
He's a 3-4 outside backer if he's going to make get on the field.
Yeah.
He's not a 4-3 Sam. He's not a 4-3 Will. He's never really done that. It's hard to play like Will when you played, rush your whole career for the most part.
Corners, 7 corners. I don't think really any surprise here. They count Darnell Savage as a corner, if he plays nickel back. Tyson Campbell, Ronald Darby, Savage, Jarian Jones, Trey Prince, Monteric Brown, Christian Braswell. That's your 7 there.
Buster's had a good camp.
Yeah.
Brown. He's had a good
I think that's a pretty solid projection with that group right there. And then safety, it gets interesting because, certain guys are not going to be available to start the season. So the initial, make it to the 53. You see, you got to make it to the 53. Like if you want to put Wingard on IR and bring him back,
right?
He's got to make it to the 53. So you got to cut it down to 53. Then you can put him on IR. Then you can bring a guy back. But in doing that, you're exposing him to another team picking him up potentially. Right. So he's got obviously Cisco, Antonio Johnson, then Wingard, Deshaun Gibson, another guy. He won't count once you get into the season for those first 6 weeks, but you got to get him to the 53 first, and he's going to be suspended for 6 games. And then Daniel Thomas, who obviously contributes a bunch on special teams, has been around. Terrell Edmonds, man, I'd like to see him on this football team.
I would too.
Because Wingard and Gibson are not going to be available to you early in the year.
Right.
And so
he's a thumper too, man. He's around the ball. I like the way he plays.
I wonder, Tone, if you can't waive Deshaun Gibson. and re-sign him, right? Like he was sitting
He's
out
been
there.
out there for a long time.
Been sitting out there, and everyone knows he's got the suspension looming. And, it's nice to have that in your back pocket. Like, hey, in 6 weeks, we know he'll be back if Winger's not.
Yep.
But in the meantime, man, I don't know if I want to risk losing Terrell Edmonds.
Did you mention, I don't have his name. It starts with an O, but number 27 as a DB, the corner? I think you mentioned him.
I don't think I did.
Did he make the 7?
No, because I didn't mention him because I have a hard time pronouncing his name. Amani Oruwariye. I don't know how to say it.
Right. Is he in?
No, he's not on.
Oh, he's an interesting prospect, man. I thought he
You got to come up with one to go.
No,
though,
I know.
In that spot. And then obviously the specialists are who they are. Cam Little's your kicker, Ross Matisic your snapper, and Logan Cook your punter. So
I could see Prince on practice squad and 27 on the Yak.
Think so?
Maybe. Unless he has a big night.
Again, it'll be interesting. Maybe they do keep 4 running backs, right? And this is only keeping 6 receivers as well, So maybe you want depth at offensive line, but if it's not quality depth,
no, I know.
So 9 versus 10 there. It's a good sign, right? Because in the past we're like, we have 53 NFL-worthy guys. Now we feel like, we've got enough NFL-worthy guys, and we got to let some guys who could help you, at least be at risk of another team picking them up.
No, you're right. Well, that's a mark of a team getting better, right? We even said it. Like you look at the amount of cuts you got to make. You're like, you're going to be cutting some players.
So, Tommy Mack, what do you got? You got any dad bods action coming up?
No, we
soon?
don't have dad bods till late September.
You had a practice recently.
We did. We had a new bass player we tried out. We really liked him, so he's gonna join us, and he'll be added. It's funny now. His name's Dwight, so that's 4 D's, and then I'm T. So the rest are all Daryl, Dave, Derek, and Dwight. That's the name of the band.
DDT was like a popular, something they used that turned out to be a really bad poison back in the 70s.
Is that right?
Yes, it was.
You are a wealth of knowledge.
I'm just a wealth of useless information.
I thought you were going to say it was a wrestling move, the DDT.
It might be. It
was that too.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's what it sounds
DDT,
like. Yeah.
DDT pesticide. There you go.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was frowned upon after a certain point in time. And, back then, it was developed in the 40s. Everything developed in the 40s.
That's right.
Probably going to kill you.
That's right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up, Dylan.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
All right, Mia O'Brien's here with us. Hello, Mia.
Hello, how are we doing?
We're great because we're done, just about anyway, and we're getting ready to hand it off to you. Of course, a full day of Jaguar broadcasting tomorrow, but today we're asking for 3 players that you're really going to focus on, knowing that the starters are not likely to play or not many of them. Just give us your one. Who's the top guy you really want to see how they perform tomorrow?
The top guy I want to see perform tomorrow. Well, selfishly, because I thought he was going to make the 53-man roster, I would say Joshua Cephas, but I think Elijah Cooks still has something to say about that, and I think he's in the driver's seat, so I think that wide receiver battle will certainly be something to watch. I would also say, how many of the linebackers do you think are going to play?
They're going to have to play. So I wouldn't be
All
surprised.
All of them not named
Lloyd and Foye.
Okay, so you think they're going to. So obviously then Chad Muma. I think Ventrell Miller still, has a great opportunity in front of him. Yasir Abdullah with the sack last week. So I would go to those two position groups. I also still think that corner room I think is fascinating because I think they're going to have to play some of those guys. You probably see Tyson Campbell, Ronald Darby rest, but do you see Christian Braswell, who right now is listed as the top nickel corner? Because if he does play, we saw how much great stuff he put on tape last week. Do we see DeAndre Prince, a young guy who has flashed in camp? Does Jarian Jones play? And so those will be my 3 groups. I would say the wide receiver 6 position, the linebacker room, and then the corner room.
All right, what's coming up on Helmets and Heels today?
A whole lot to get to. We're going to get to some of the interviews that, because we weren't on the air yesterday, we will get to from joint practices yesterday. I caught up with not only Jacksonville's own Johnny Wolford, so you will hear from him coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. Caught up with Kalen DeLoach, pride of Savannah, of course, formerly of Florida State, now with the Bucs as an undrafted free agent, has largely ran with the 1s and 2s so far during training camp. So excited to hear from him. And speaking of the Noles, we will also be joined by Allison Posey of WCTV out in Tallahassee in the 1 o'clock hour as well. She is getting on a plane Tuesday morning to head to Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, right.
College football is here, folks.
Rough assignment there.
I know, right? That's what Lauren said. Lauren was like,
That's a
man,
tough
I
one.
wish I could do that.
Well, have a good show, and we'll be listening for you tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
There she goes, Mia O'Brien with Helmets and Heels coming your way next. That'll do it for us today. So, look, stay healthy, top priority, and then go out there and make your mark tomorrow.
I'm feeling a Guinness after that Ireland
Are you
talk.
now?
Yeah, I'm feeling
Not
a
a harp?
Guinness.
Why not?
A hop?
A hop.
A hop. I
The
might have a
hopper.
hop too later.
Well, you
With a hop
can
and a
drink a Guinness for all the Ireland talk. You can drink them to my friends as well. I had some friends of mine had their third baby. Welcome Felicity into the world yesterday. So welcome to the world, Felicity.
All right. What a beautiful name, too.
All right.
Awesome.
That'll do it for us.
All right.
For Dylan Denmark, the glue that holds it all together. For Tom McManus, Tony Smith, I'm Mike Dempsey. We will be back tomorrow with Jaguars programming, but we'll be back with Jaguars Today on Monday from 10 to noon right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
So guess what? 10-10 is popping, and there won't be no stopping. Bang, bang, bang. Jaguars.